Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. This is James Duff Merritt, and I want to welcome you to the K-Sam Speaks podcast. Now, this is a podcast where topics involving law enforcement are discussed while offering real and transparent answers. Now, we are not trying to change the world, but just change one heart at a time. Here's your host, K-Sam.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back again to another episode of K-Sam Speaks podcast. On today's episode, I want to talk about step into the boots. Step into the boots. So we'll dive into that a little bit later. But first, as always, I want to start with the statistics for the first 6 months of the year so far. If I say the 6 years of the month, the first 6 months of the year, where I always give the statistics of officers shot and killed in the line of duty. So let's start off with the number of officers that were shot in the line of duty. This is accurate as of last night. So as of June 2024, you have a total of 193 officers shot in the line of duty. 193. Wait, I checked that. Let's up that number to 196 because 3 of them were shot last night within the last 24 hours. So, see just how quick it happens. So 196 officers shot in the line of duty. 26 of the 196 were killed by gunfire. Then you have 45 officers that were shot in an ambush style attack. And with that, let's pause and talk about these ambushes. Excuse me. All right, let's talk about ambushes. So back in May 31st, that incident in Minneapolis where a 36-year-old Minneapolis officer Jamal Mitchell. Let me make sure. Minneapolis. Officer Jamal Mitchell was shot and killed in the line of duty from one of these ambush style attacks. So this is why I always read the number for the ambush style attacks, because I'm going to kind of give you a little synopsis of his story. And if you want to go read more, and they got body cam footage of it, then you could YouTube that incident, or you could Google that incident and you get more details into that story. But what happened in the synopsis of this incident with Officer Mitchell was they get a call, broad daylight, in reference to, I think 2 people were shot or something like that. So he, the first one on scene, he radios that he have at least 2 people down. Immediately to his left, outside his patrol car, he sees one subject with the black hoodie, blue jean shorts, leaning against the car, saying that he was shot and the dude went that way. Lo and behold, that was the suspect that done the shooting, was the one that was acting as a victim. And he ultimately ambushed and killed Officer Mitchell. I think another officer got hurt, and a firefighter was hurt because fire department came on scene also. So these ambush, man, it happens. It's happening. And that's kind of like the way these officers are getting shot is ambush style attacks, man. So it's heartbreaking. 36 years old. I'm not sure if he left behind, wife, girlfriend, kids, or whatever the case is, but prayers to him and to his family. But almost 200 officers, and we halfway through the year. 200 officers shot and killed in the line of duty already. So let's jump into the episode of what I want to talk about. So a little backstory. One of my boys sent me a video from this page, Instagram page, and it's called Police the Police. Police the Police. It's a common theme now is people saying the police needs to be policed. I agree. Yeah, I agree. So in this video, it's an interview. There's a little short video from a longer interview where it was a conversation between these two guys, and I guess the person who was being interviewed made a bunch of statements about policing, and I'm gonna read through the key points that I want to talk about. Um, and it got me to thinking how easy it is for us as humans to easily judge and criticize others' work in professions that we are not in. Well, what do you mean, K. Sam? It happens time and time again where we criticize the work of teachers. You know, we criticize the work of doctors, fast food employees, restaurant workers, and half of us haven't done the job. So we don't truly understand what it takes to be in that line of work or how it is to be in that line of work, but yet we so quick to judge and offer our thoughts and our opinions. Do it all the time with sports. Every day we do it with sports. Football, we judge quarterbacks, we judge teams. Baseball, tennis to pickleball, we offering some type of criticism and judgment on another profession that we not even doing. So how can you say how this football player should have played when you sitting at home watching them play? No matter if you play football, I play football, never played in the NFL. So I don't know how it is to play in the NFL or what goes into playing in the NFL, but yet I want to sit here and judge and criticize a professional doing their line of work and tell them how they should be doing their job. Crazy, right? So let's dive into it. So I kind of wrote down some bullet points of what he said. I'm gonna post the little short video on my social media pages, so y'all could go there and listen to the clip where I got all this information from. And I want some interaction. Comment and tell me what y'all think about what is said. Yes, I believe they have some truth to what he said, but my main thing is, I'm gonna call it my hypothesis, my thesis statement. Let me quit playing. But my thing is, man, until you are in the boots of a law enforcement officer, it's genuinely hard to understand what we do, why we do what we do, why we act the way we act. Even though this podcast is based, my goal is to educate y'all and be transparent and real and give y'all the real deal from an actual cop who does the job. The last 9 years, I seen some stuff, been through some stuff. So I feel I have the foundation and the credibility to speak on these topics. So let's dive into it. So he said one of the biggest issues is contempt of cop. Instead of contempt of court, it's contempt of cop, which is the biggest crime in the U.S. And he said that this tends to come from not giving cops their due respect for their authority. And is more of an offense than actually breaking the law. So by not giving cops their respect for their authority is essentially a bigger crime than actually breaking the law. Stay with me. I'm gonna read through it, and then we go backtrack and walk it down. Another thing he said is talking about the key to protecting people is to put the protection of the individuals, of the families before your own. So before you put the protection of your own life first, you need to put the protection of the individuals and the families that you took the oath to protect first. Stay with me. He said that all this is a complete 180 from what we currently have in law enforcement right now. So right now is what he's saying in law enforcement is we have officers putting their lives before individuals that they choose to protect. He quoted somebody that said that you cannot truly protect people if your only concern is for your own safety. And he said that law enforcement are currently trained to think that we have to get back home to our families, and their number one concern of their career and of their profession is to get back home to their families. And we cannot truly protect people if our only concern is for our own safety. Then he goes on to call police, militarized police, and looking at people like they're the enemy. So police are looking at citizens as if they are the enemy. I like it. So he said the cornerstone to protection isn't gun laws. I'm sorry. Cornerstone of protection isn't guns or laws. It's love. And I got something to counter that. So then they have some comments in the comment section that I'm gonna go back and read. But one of the things people said, what somebody said, was that cops need more training. Here we go again. And then the common thing is that police are bullies or got bullied in high school. I was neither, but let's go back to the beginning and walk through this. So the title of this episode of this interview was, why are the police not trained to protect us? Why are the police not trained to protect us? So let's talk about respect and authority. And again, let me put my disclaimer out there. I cannot speak, and I'm not speaking on behalf of every cop across the country. They have 800 something thousand. They have a bunch of cops. I can't speak for the next person. This is K-Sam. This is Officer K-Sam speaking on my behalf, and what I would like to believe the mass majority of law enforcement officers are feeling and operating across the country. Because I always tell people, the good thing about policing right now is that discretion is available. Could you imagine a society, a world, a profession where everybody act just alike? No individual personalities, no individual characteristics, no individual self-thinking, no individual self-decision making. It's just by the book. If law enforcement was black and white, which we do have officers that operate in the black and white, by the book, like, hey, the law says this, that's what happened. Speeding is speeding. Hey, speed limit was 40, you was 41. You was 40.5. Here's your citation. How would y'all like that as a country, as a society, if we was going by the book? Black and white, no discretion. So think about that as we get into this episode. So not giving cops their respect or authority, that's a big thing. Because it's not even about being power hungry or power tripping. And it's just the aspect of, I operate on, don't respect me because the uniform or the authority. Respect me because I'm another human being. Respect me because I am a person just like you a person. If you was a McDonald's worker and you was a cook, I'll give you the same respect in your job that I will in my job. And people tend to think that, oh, just because you're a cop, that I gotta respect you. No, it's not that. Just because I'm a human being just like you, yeah, you gotta respect me. You know, is that goes back to that thing to get respect, you gotta give respect. I talk to everybody the same way until you make me talk to you otherwise. Think about that for a second. I give you what you give me. I match energy. And my energy could get way higher than your energy. So for him to say that not giving cops their respect for their authority is worse than actually breaking the law is wild. Now, stay with me. Do we have cops that goes on power trips? Absolutely. Do we have cops that wanted to do this job for the power? Absolutely. Sure, you can find something like that in every profession, that you have somebody in there for the wrong reasons. Their heart is not in it for the right reason. And then let's go to the protection aspect. So, talking about the key to protecting people is to put the protection of the individuals, of the families before your own. And you can't truly protect people if your only concern is for your own safety. And then we train to get back to our own families. Let's break this down. Training us to think about our own safety before everyone else's. There are countless videos out there that shows police officers selflessly putting themselves in danger for the unknown man, the unknown woman, the unknown stranger, just because that's what they agreed to do. Yes, nobody enforced us to take this gun, this badge, and this bullet-resistant vest. Nobody enforces. It's a job. That's what people have to understand, that, hey, at the end of the day, this is a job. You take this away, you just a normal person. It's just a job. So I know there are many officers out there that will lay their life on the line for the next person. Now, talking about my safety over their safety, they have this in law enforcement, I'm drawing a blank, but the priorities of life that we have to evaluate in situations. Active shooter. You have your innocent, you have your I can't even think of the list. I'm drawing a blank. Anyway, we'll get back to that. But we have priorities of life that we evaluate, where even in certain times the suspect comes before us. So for this guy to say that we put ourselves before other people, he's not completely wrong. He's not completely. Hey, because look, sometimes at the end of the day, it comes down to making a business decision. It's easy to say what you gonna do until you faced in that situation. It's easy to say what you could do until a bullet start flying at you. Then you gotta make a business decision, man. If I really want to do this, or I'm about to tuck my tail and get out of here. So I don't agree with his statement saying that the number one concern for our career and profession is making it back home to our family. But with that being said, we're not out here just recklessly running into danger like we got 9 lives or something like that, like it's a video game. So of course, our number one concern is to make sure we make it back home to our families. Once we walk out our doors, we're already putting other people's safety above ours. If I was so concerned about my safety first, I wouldn't be a police officer. So automatically, once I put on that uniform and enter that squad car and drive out that secured facility, I'm already at the bottom. But here's the thing. Look at these numbers. 196 officers shot in the first 6 months of the year. So how, as a police officer, you expect us not to have that in the back of our mind about our safety first? And half of these calls probably came from situations that officers wouldn't even have thought could have been a possibility to be shot, and much less shot and killed. Man, last night I watched a YouTube video from an incident that happened a couple years ago where it started about these dudes getting in a fight in the club. The officers stopped them as they were leaving. Two brothers. One brother was like super, super drunk. The other one was complying, but then he was getting agitated with the brother because the brother kept trying to push towards the cops and create a bigger deal than what it was. He ended up getting in one of the cops' face. One of the officers pushed him. He fell. That became a big deal. Whatever. The mom came, picked them up, picked the two brothers up because the truck was getting towed, and bam, they went on about their day. So the drunk brother who got pushed by the cop was being verbally aggressive towards the officers, telling them all kind of stuff. I got more guns than you and all this other stuff. A couple hours later, Buddy makes a 911 call relating to that traffic stop, that incident, and saying that the cops need to come back because he's not sure if his brother is okay. Two officers get there, or maybe three officers get there. Talking to the brother who was the driver in the initial case of the traffic stop after the fight, the drunk brother ambushes them, killed two other officers, killed them, ambushed them. So how can you not put your safety in a higher aspect than some? Now, this is coming from somebody who probably never strapped up as a police officer, and in the comfort of his home could say that, which is wild. But people, I just need y'all to understand that I understand the community's concern of law enforcement. Yes, law enforcement needs to be policed. Yes, law enforcement needs to be cracked down, but it doesn't just stop with law enforcement. Criminal justice system, judges, prosecutors, district attorneys, everybody. Like, can we talk about accountability across the board? Accountability for the citizens. What are y'all role in this? Let's move on. Let's talk about the militarized police looking at people as if they're the enemy. I don't think that's the case. So it's often said that some police are like militarized. Why? Oh, well, look, y'all, why y'all need ARs? Why y'all need assault rifles? And why y'all need all these magazines? And why y'all need these vests? And why does SWAT need these armored vehicles? And why y'all need this? And why y'all need that? People, do a little research. Watch these YouTube videos and music videos. I'm telling y'all, they are better guns on the streets than what law enforcement have available to them. They are guns in the hoods that have switches on them that makes them from a semi-automatic to automatic. Nobody on the police force have automatic guns. They have handguns with extended magazines. They have handguns with the round drum magazines. We don't have that in law enforcement. But we militarize? No. Are we trying to protect ourselves the best we can and give ourselves the best chance to win the situation? Yeah. So for him to say that the police are militarized and looking at people as if they're their enemy, no, we don't look at the community that we serve in as if they're the enemy. But we not naive to the fact that, hey, just because somebody's smiling in your face, that doesn't mean that they don't have the ability or they are capable of killing you within that same smile. So yes, we are cautious of how we handle people and interact with people and the type of calls we go on and the strategies and tactics. Yeah. But to say that we walk around treating people like they the enemy, again, I can't talk for every cop. I'm sure we can find videos of mistreatment by law enforcement to people. I'm sure they have stories out there. I'm sure people have personal experiences. But on the flip side, we have those same stories and experiences, and the data is out there that why are law enforcement so on edge? Look at the numbers. We almost had 200 of them that got shot. 3 within the last 24 hours at the time of this recording. So yes, we are on edge. Cornerstone of protection isn't guns or laws, it's love. Mr. Ryan Tillman wrote the book Happy Eyes. And one of his main sections of the book is talking about love. We need love and empathy to bridge this gap and bring everybody back. I couldn't agree more. You gotta love people and give people an opportunity to be heard and understood in order for that's how all the whole respect and everything will come back. Because if you give them the respect of just listening to them and trying to understand them, whether you can't or you can't, they will have respect because you gave them the opportunity to explain it to you. So, do we need guns as police? Yes. It's protection. Not just for us. It's more protection for anybody else than for us. Laws. Go talk to your legislators and your councilmen, your congressmen and stuff like that about the laws. If you're not happy with that. So let me see if I can find this comment. We'll wrap this one up here shortly. Let me see. But man, I know sometimes I feel like I sound like a broken record because I harp on the same stuff. But man, that's the reality of it. That's just the whole reality. Oh Lord, hold up, my light went up. Uh-oh. All right. I guess we have to finish the episode without it. So apologies for that. But so it says changes need to happen with training and require more continued training. Ladies and gentlemen, if y'all truly understand how much training we get, it's ridiculous. But again, it's not necessarily about the training. We could get all the training we want, but if people choose not to follow training, then you can't blame that on the training. You blame that on the person because they made the conscious decision not to follow their training that they was given to them. And about this bullying, that's so far from the truth. Police are bullies, or they got bullied in high school. Sweet, get out of here with that. That's not true. Stop believing that. But since my light went out, man, let's close this thing out. As always, before I leave y'all with a few words of encouragement. Life is short, time is fast. No replays, no rewinds. So enjoy every moment as it comes. Ladies and gentlemen, that is all for another episode of K-Sam Speaks Podcast. Thank y'all for tuning in. Share this with y'all family, friends, co-workers, loved ones. Ladies and gentlemen, y'all have a good one. Stay safe.